In Newport at County Hall, the project had been submitted by the company for planning consent. The planning subcommittee and its officers discussed the company's plans and grappled with all the problems the new works would present to the area. They were anxious how such a large plant could be assimilated into the countryside. They had to foresee its effects on the rural community. Being the county planning officer, I had to examine all the details submitted by the company of layout, design, elevations, and landscaping. The project would have considerable effect on property rights and boundaries in the area. New common land would have to be provided by the company. Water supply would be another big problem. We'd have to guard against pollution of rivers and streams. And another headache would be communications. At the eastern end of the works, a new access road would certainly be needed and a greatly improved crossing of the railway. Thousands of men were coming to work on this spot, many of them family men. Were the nearby villages of Llanwern, Bishton and Langston to be turned into a steel town? Certainly not. The County Council decided that new housing estates should be added to establish communities within travelling distance of the new works. At Risca, Killeen, Llanmartin, Caldicot, Chepstow, and also at Cambran Town. This meant new bus services to and from the works, though many workers would have their own cars. In County Hall, things sometimes seemed to be getting out of hand. Housing estates meant children, and they meant schools. The County Council had to do more building than the company.
In August 1959, the first of our men arrived on the site. One of the first jobs was to level up the ground. The original idea was to suck sand up from the estuary for this, but that could only be done at certain times of the year, and we couldn't keep to our schedule that way. So we brought shale from colliery tips all over South Wales. To do this, we hired lorries from private contractors all over the country.
The shale lorries, that's something we'll never forget. Rumble, rumble, rumble all day and all night.
We brought 9 million tons of shale from tips 50 miles around and improved a number of Welsh landscapes in the process. We laid down roads connecting all parts of the site with one another. The main watercourse, called the Monk's Ditch, crossed the site and had to be rerouted to fit in with the plan. 93,000 piles we drove to the hard rock 35 feet below. At one time, nearly every piling rig in the country was at work here. 3.5 miles long the site was. We got the foundations prepared, and the buildings started to go up. North of the main site, on Waltwood Hill, we dug out a new reservoir to store the water brought from the River Usk. The works would be drawing 14 million gallons of water from here every day. Water's vital when you're making steel.